please introduce yourself and tell us about your film.
My name is Isaac Hernandez, or Isaac Hernandez in Spanish, which I'm from Spain. And the film is Better Together, and it's a love letter to the community that has been my home for a very long time now. And I was inspired by the people that have been taking care of Santa Barbara in many ways, but mostly environmentally and socially. And it started before the oil spill of 1969, but the film really starts at the 1969 oil spill, and how I'm not used to being interviewed. I'm normally on the other side. I'm a journalist, so it's our first feature film. It's a documentary, and it's a story of people coming together to protect their home, whether it's the earth or the environment, the parks. From Selma Rubin, Mark McGuinness, a lot of environmental elders that have been taking care of Santa Barbara's, all the way to the debris flow and the over 3,000 volunteers that went to dig out the mud out of people's homes after the debris flow.
My goodness, how did you get all this footage? Or did you just have it? Or did you go back into public records? Or how did you find it?
All of the above.
And please introduce yourself and tell us your role in the film, too.
My name is Nancy Black, and I'm the producer of the film.
Nancy, you and I have been emailing.
Yes,
I'm
Lyn
Lyn Fairly.
That's what I was going to say. I thought that was you.
I was hoping it was you.
Oh my gosh, how sweet. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Yes.
So the question is, how did we get 50 years in 47 minutes? More than, I mean, there's a lot of archive footage from. Fortunately, the EPA was born out of the oil spill, and so did the national the NOAA, and so NOAA has a lot of footage, and the California State Department, a lot of government agencies have pictures that we have used. Then for the modern things, we had local organizations like Channel Keeper, Santa Barbara County Search and Rescue, the fire department, Michael Aison gave us a lot of stuff. The Bucket Brigade, I filmed myself, and then we have a lot of drone footage, aerial footage of Santa Barbara as well. That is really beautiful.
And a lot of generous people gave us footage too. Tamla and Chase. And
Really on board with this and just gave it to you.
many people wanted to contribute, and the generosity of the community has been overwhelming. People have contributed time, talents, money, everything to bring this story to life. And it's really about the power of community, of coming together. And the film has been like that. Like, whatever we needed, people contributed it, whether it was sound engineering or the beautiful original score. Jack Johnson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Jack
song
Johnson
by
is a very popular local artist here in our area. Oh my gosh.
Yes, he gave us his song "Better Together," and that we had to name the film that because
It's
it
a
says
wonderful
everything.
name. And it is better together, isn't it?
Yes.
And Christopher
Yes, and
Lloyd
Christopher
fell in
Lloyd.
love with the movie, and he offered to narrate it, so that was a great gift as well. Yeah.
guys got
His
really lucky.
his voice brings so much heart and emotion, and the love that he has for the community. It's just it's a work in team with a lot of people involved.
Did you
and
get to see
we're
the film
grateful
yet?
to be
No,
here
I
to
haven't,
represent
so
them.
I'm going to ask you that next. When, what days, what time, and what theaters will it be shown?
It's at Metro 4 at 8:20, both times.
Tomorrow.
8:20 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday the 31st, and 8:20 a.m. on Saturday the 2nd.
8:20 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Saturday morning and Thursday night.
So I probably get to see it Saturday morning. But
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
yes, I will.
Yes, I
And
think that one's
they-
less likely to sell out.
There is
The
no
Thursday night one, I think, is going to sell out.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of press on it.
Speaking of, he also helped. He helped
He
us
did.
with
He contributed amazing
The
pictures.
last minute, he
I
said
didn't do anything.
What's your name?
I can't remember. I don't know. We're not supposed to be in here.
No, I needed some photos of from the historical society in the last minute, and he happened to go there. So, yeah. So,
We're grateful to everybody
Goo also
here.
Get All
Yeah.
Out gave us a lot of images. The UCSB Resource Library had a lot of images.
Bud Bottoms.
Uh,
Bud Bottoms gave us a lot of
How long
amazing
did this
images.
take you to make?
2
2
years.
years. Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually.
And it's a very unconventional documentary. I make films for nonprofits. That's what I do. I make 5-minute films, 3 to 5 minute films to tell the story of nonprofits. So I didn't really want to. I didn't know what this film was going to be. It just kind of came together there's like 28 people in the film.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to manage.
It's a lot of characters.
And it's very, there's not so much narration, so it's very, the community, it's about community, so the community tells the story, many different generations. From Selma Rubin, we had footage from John Suber and Susan Epstein and David Cowan that interviewed her in 2012. To Bad Bottoms, we interviewed before a few months before he passed away, unfortunately. He's not here. I wish he was here to see the film.
It would be lovely.
Yeah.
We felt fortunate to be able to contribute an excerpt to the 50th anniversary call to action that they just held here a few days ago. And that was amazing because there was, the huge event and Bud's wife was there and it was we were glad to be able to contribute that.
So this is somewhat of a tribute to Bud Bottoms
Yes,
to some
absolutely.
degree. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to Selma.
And
To all the people that have, I made this film for everybody. I made it for my children, for everybody's children, so they don't take for granted how we got here,
Yeah.
and so that they're inspired to keep fighting for what the other people fought for. I didn't know what the film started as a search for hope for me, because I was like hopeless. And then I realized I was interviewing people that it's not about, that hope is important, because otherwise you may just not do anything. But this is our home. We fight for it, and that's why we just keep fighting for it. There's no question about it,
So
we also go into climate change. It's one of the things
very definitely.
what people are doing now. The local solutions like carbon farming, the solar, the Santa Barbara becoming promising to be 100% solar by 2020 or something like that. 2025.
2025.
2025, yeah. So it's a lot to cover, yeah, in 47 minutes.
Do you have hope?
Yeah, yeah.
So in the end, you found your hope.
Yeah, and
young
I hope that this movie inspires people to come together, to put away their differences, their political differences, and to protect our home.
The theme tonight's been environmental urgency. If I would put it like an umbrella over the top of it, because the last couple of interviews I've had have been about saving the oceans. And the particularly interesting film that I look forward to seeing is done by the Australian couple that started with Kickstarter.
Wow.
And they got all these people around the world to contribute to their film. And the name of that is Maps of Paradise. They've mapped out places around the world that are still somewhat pristine, that they are intending that this movie will hope to save. So there is this general feel tonight.
Well, and the movie tonight is also, Mike the Greek. I wish he was still with us. I mean, he would have been in our film if he was still alive.
Yes.
Too.
Yes, he would have been. That's
He
right.
would have been in our
We're talking about Mike Degree. And his wife Mimi is here somewhere. Have they?
I haven't seen her yet.
Maybe
And
they're
if
down
Mimi
there.
wasn't so busy making her own films, he probably would have been in our film too. Yeah.
Yeah, but what a wonderful collaborative effort of everybody here tonight on the same topic.
Yeah,
This message is getting bigger and better every year, isn't it? Because
the story is telling itself.
Yeah, thank you. And that's why your movie got so big so fast.
Yes.
Because it has years of energy behind it.
Yes.
It's been building and building and building.
And the organizations involved, Community Environmental Council, Environmental Defense Center, the Gaviota Coast Conservancy, there's Channel Keeper, so many organizations, and each one contributed, with interviews and time and footage and resources and whatever they had, because we're sharing their story. It's a common story. And
And most importantly, they contributed by making Santa Barbara as great as it is. That's even bigger than the film.
It's like Linda said, what they do is not seen. It's the unseen, because if they weren't there doing that, it would look very different here.
Oh, very.
Yes.
And I think my parents moved here in the late 50s. I think somewhere in there. When you got to Hollister, it was a dirt road out to UCSB, which didn't even exist. There were 2 or 3 buildings out there, UCSB. Yeah. And slowly it was built
Do you
up.
remember the spill?
Oh, yes, I do. I absolutely do remember the spill. And so
We learned so much making this film. It was a really great journey, and I hope that it will be a great journey for the viewer too.
Yes, we hope that it touches you because you were there, and it's kind of an homage to you. in that
Thank
sense.
you so much. I really look forward to seeing it, and thank you for doing this film. Take it around the world and show everybody our little Santa Barbara, please.
Yeah,
That's our
because
dream.
that's
Yes,
that's the
our
last thing I
dream.
wanted to say. That I'm from Spain, so for me this film it's a global film. It's a local.
It is.
It's how a local community can have a big impact, and how to inspire other local communities to have a big impact. And if we have a lot of local communities working together, then there is hope.
You have a giant coastline in Spain also, and I'm sure because the ocean reaches the east and southern coasts, all the way around Spain for that matter.
My sister is responsible for the water program for World Wildlife Fund in Europe.
Well,
And
how about
this
that?
This movie's for her too, like, because and for all the people that are fighting in other parts of the world like the Bucket Brigade fought for people's homes, the other people are fighting for our home.
Will you translate this into Spanish?
Definitely.
We'll have it in a film festival in Madrid. At least. We want to do a lot of film festivals. It's so fun.
You go to Chile, Argentina, they have big coastlines.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys are on the rise. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so
speaking
much
with
for your
us. We
time.
really appreciate
I
it.
hope
Of course.
I didn't bore you too
Thank
much.
you. Not at all. Oh, not at all. Adios.